On Mount News this morning, federal investigators released their preliminary report on the crash 2 weeks ago of a UPS cargo plane. And a page of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's website was changed due to include a false claim about autism and vaccines.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Welcome to Mountain News This Morning. I'm Neely Green here with you on this Friday, November 21st. The time is now 6 o'clock. Let's check in with meteorologist Megan Desmond for a look at your forecast this morning. Megan, it's Friday. It feels good outside. I'm ready for the weekend.
I am ready for the weekend too. I have plans to watch Wicked, so if you guys are getting ready for a Wicked day, well, good news, those temperatures are looking wonderful. Here's a look at what you can expect this morning. Some mid-50s, some upper 50s for more of our southern counties. 58 right now in Monticello, 57 in Somerset. And as we head into the afternoon, we'll see some warmth. Now, keep in mind, the normal high for this time of year is 55, which is what some folks are seeing this morning. So we're definitely going to be looking at above normal temperatures as we're heading into the warmest hours of the day. Now, on top of some of those warmer temperatures, we're also going to deal with some rain. Right now, just seeing a little bit of rain towards Pike County. And as we zoom out just a little bit, that's where you're going to see the rain that is to come over the next several hours. Neely.
Megan, thank you. Federal investigators released their preliminary report on the crash 2 weeks ago of a UPS cargo plane in Louisville. They are focusing on the plane's left wing, which lost an engine just as the plane took off. New images were released of the disaster. The report says investigators found evidence of fatigue cracks in the metal components attaching to the engine to the wing. The crash killed 3 on board and 11 more on the ground. Last night, the Louisville Orchestra hosted a concert of remembrance and healing for everyone affected by the tragedy of the UPS Airlines Flight 2976. Music director Teddy Abrams says music brings people comfort in times of need, and they felt compelled to support the community. Musicians played Amazing Grace, Beethoven's Pieces, and others. A federal judge has ruled that President Trump and the Defense Department illegally deployed the National Guard in Washington, D.C. D.C.'s Attorney General's office sued the Trump administration in early September over the deployment. The district judge said the administration, quote, exceeded the bounds of their authority, end quote, over how the deployment went down. The Trump administration will have 21 days to file an appeal. The Justice Department is investigating possible issues with mortgage fraud investigation into California Democratic Senator Adam Schiff. Christine Bish, a Republican from California, testified before a federal grand jury in Maryland. She had previously said she believed that she had information to share about his mortgages. Ed Martin and Bill Pulte are the Trump administration political appointees who are running the investigation. There's a fallout today after President Trump threatened several Democratic lawmakers with arrest and even death after they posted a video calling on military members to ignore illegal orders. Also today, President Trump is set to host soon-to-be New York Mayor Zohran Mamdani weeks after the president unsuccessfully pushed for his defeat. CBS News' Jared Hill has more from New York.
You can refuse illegal orders.
It's a video that sparked new controversy in Washington and threats from the president.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law.
6 congressional Democrats, all veterans and former national security officials, prompted by concerns over the administration's deadly strikes on suspected drug boats in the Caribbean and deployment of National Guard troops in American cities. President Trump on social media accused them of seditious behavior punishable by death and reposted a comment saying they should be hanged before writing, "Lock them up."
To suggest and encourage that active duty service members defy the chain of command is a very dangerous thing for sitting members of Congress to do. and they should be held accountable.
The Democrats are seeking extra security. Michigan Senator Alyssa Slotkin says she received hundreds of death threats yesterday.
I'm not going to shut up because Donald Trump is threatening me.
Meanwhile, a tone of cooperation as President Trump prepares to meet New York City's mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani, a Democratic socialist he's dubbed a communist.
I have many disagreements with the president, and I believe that we should be relentless and pursue all avenues and all meetings that could make our city affordable.
The focus on America's largest city as Ukraine's president says he's received a Trump-backed plan to help end Russia's invasion of Ukraine. In it, reportedly calls for Ukraine to give up weapons and territory in exchange for security assurances. Jared Hill, CBS News.
New sanctions against 2 Russian oil companies are set to kick in today. It comes as new Treasury Department analysis finds that U.S. sanctions on Russian oil have sent prices tumbling, choking off a key source of funding for Russia's war on Ukraine. A White House official says they have a peace proposal for Russia's war against Ukraine, but it's facing skepticism from Ukrainians. A senior White House official says President Trump has signed off on the 28-point plan. It reportedly calls for Ukraine to give up some weapons, shrink its army, and territorial concessions. Russia. A statement from President Zelensky's office says he expects to talk to the President Trump about the key points, but he has long rejected giving up land. Passengers without a real ID may have to start paying a fee to get their identity verified at airport security. It comes 6 months after TSA began enforcing the new Real ID guidelines. TSA proposed an $18 fee for folks who don't have a valid ID while going through a checkpoint. According to the notice, the new fee will be used to pay for biometric technology to verify passengers' identities. Right now, TSA uses the National Transportation Vetting Center to check people's IDs. The public is welcome to make comments about the proposed fee. If it's approved, it's unclear when the new fees and kiosk would be implemented. A page of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's website was changed to include a false claim about autism and vaccines. The CDC vaccine safety webpage was updated to say the statement, "Vaccines do not cause autism," is not an evidence-based claim. The change raised concerns among health experts and advocates who say there is no connection between vaccines and the neurodevelopmental condition. The updated page does not cite new research. Health experts want you to stay diligent as we enter flu season. Health professionals at Baptist Health Richmond say last year they saw an unprecedented number of flu hospitalizations. This year, the CDC projects a moderate season. While cases aren't high right now, it is showing signs of increasing, especially in children.
So typically with respiratory illnesses, you'll notice the cough, the stuffy nose, headache. Sometimes people will get fevers associated with flu, but the important thing is that if you feel like something is wrong, you should seek care.
As always, health experts recommend hand washing, staying up to date on your vaccines, and staying home when you're sick. The turkeys aren't even in the oven yet, but it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas in our nation's capital. Reporter Molly Martinez joins us now from Joint Base Andrews outside Washington with the incredible journey of one very special tree.
This 53-foot red fir, dubbed Silver Bell from the Silver State, has had quite a journey from Nevada. That includes 18 stops and 3,800 miles. But now she's almost home.
First of all, this is the first tree ever to come from Nevada since the tradition of the capital tree coming from the U.S. Forest Service since 1970.
Duncan Lau was tasked with getting this jolly green giant across the country. He says just like your Christmas tree at home, a lot goes into picking the perfect one.
Symmetrical all the way around, has full branches, very stout branches to hang ornaments, is green. It's healthy and free of any kind of insects or disease.
Keeping her evergreen was another challenge. The team fashioned an 80-gallon bag at her trunk to keep her quenched.
Silver Bell drank somewhere around 15 to 30 gallons a day, depending on how warm it was, how thirsty she was, and that's what kept her fresh.
As part of the celebration of her arrival, 84 Lumber is giving away 84 trees to servicemen.
We bring a lot of airmen who are young and don't have families, and you make your family in the military sometimes because you are away. And so to have a holiday event here like this, they're getting to come out and start with the holiday spirit early on.
After her last hurrah at Joint Base Andrews, she'll reach her final destination at the foot of the Capitol. In Washington, I'm Molly Martinez.
As we're talking weather on this Friday morning, the main thing that you need to be aware of is some dense patchy fog. But not only are we seeing the low visibility, but also some rain. So starting off with where we're seeing the densest fog this morning, primarily for our more southern counties in our southwestern counties. Somerset right now has the densest fog across the region, but keep in mind, everyone does have a chance of running into some of those patches. In terms of rain, though, we are seeing some of that heavier rain beginning in our more southwestern counties as well. Monticello and Pulaski County are starting to see just a little bit of that rain. More is on the way as we're going throughout the remainder of the last day of your work week, but temperatures aren't going to be too bad or much of an issue at all today as we're already sitting in the mid-50s. Neely.
Thank you, Megan, and thank you for getting your day started with us here on Mountain News this morning. The Radio City Rockettes celebrate a milestone at the opening night of the Christmas Spectacular.